would say within a week. That certainly we have to know.
Well, North Carolina's governor said he could not guarantee a packed indoor arena, so the Republicans moved their big events from Charlotte to Jacksonville. But while Florida's governor and Republican leaders said they expect full crowds here, they did not make any guarantees either.
And I expect to have a full capacity crowd with our not only our full delegations, but with lots of guests.
You're expecting it. Are you in a position to guarantee a full capacity event?
No, only time will tell what happens.
Governor DeSantis sold the Jacksonville convention site by saying that he and President Trump will go along with whatever the Trump administration advises when the time comes.
His government will be talking about the safety restrictions, the president's government. So if he's going to do a convention, obviously he's going to.
All right, folks, we are switching gears. Got our first live event here. We are going on to Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi.
To the bottom end of the decision, and Chief Justice specifically speaks to the fact that the president is not above the law.
All right, folks, we are switching gears. Got our first live event here. We are going on to Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi.
To the bottom end of the decision, and Chief Justice specifically speaks to the fact that the president is not above the law, and that was something that was proclaimed in the decision, including two of his recent appointments. A careful reading of the Supreme Court ruling related to the president's financial records is not good news for President Trump. The court has reaffirmed the Congress's authority to conduct oversight on behalf of the American people as it asked for further information from Congress. Congress's constitutional responsibility to uncover the truth specifically related to the president's Russia connection that he is hiding. The Congress will continue to conduct oversight for the people, upholding the separation of powers that is the genius of our Constitution. We will continue to press our case in the lower courts. That's what happened this morning. Earlier this morning, for the 16th week in a row, over 1 million Americans applied for unemployment insurance. 16th week in a row. We have to open up our economy. We can only do so by killing off the virus. That's what's in the HEROES Act. Testing, tracing, treatment, separation, masking, wash your hands, keep your distance, as I said. That is what is in the HEROES Act. There's the science, all of the scientific pronouncements have spoken to the need for more testing and the urgency of tracing and the benefit of treatment so that people do not die. Again, this administration seems to be turning its back on science and instead saying, open up, take a risk. Oh, by the way, open up the schools. Open up the schools. As a mother and a grandmother, we all, and everybody I know, wants to open up the schools. Indeed, a large percentage, overwhelmingly, the teachers want to open up the schools. But it has to be safe for the children. And to be safe for the children, we must attack this coronavirus. We must kill it off. We cannot ignore it, and we cannot call it a hoax. And we cannot misrepresent the facts as to what the status of it is. In order for the children to go back to school, our state and local governments have to function. That's what the HEROES Act is about. The first piece of it, honor our heroes. State and local government, hiring our first responders, our teachers, our healthcare workers who risk their lives so that to save other lives, and now they may lose their jobs. Over 1 million public employees have lost their jobs in the course of this coronavirus. And we can change that if we make the commitment in the HEROES Act to state and local government. And by the way, go there, speaker.gov/HEROES Act, and see how much money goes to your community, your state, your locality, your county, your municipality. And then recognize that it is only 1/2 of what the Republicans gave to the top 1% in their tax scam. And their tax scam costs twice as much as what we want to spend to open up government, to provide the services that people need, to open up our economy, and to open up our schools. Secretary of Education indicated that if children should go to school, they have to take risks. Everybody takes risks. Take risks to ride a bicycle, to be an astronaut. There's risk. You have to take risk. No, we don't want our children to take risk to go to school. We're supposed to mitigate for any damage. We're supposed to keep them safe. So with stiff competition, that was one of the most ill-informed statements. Stiff competition, though, in this administration on this and other subjects. And the third part of it is we're never going to have our economy come back unless we recognize that we must put money in the pockets of the American people. And that's what we do with the third pillar of the HEROES Act. Unemployment insurance will expire in a few weeks, in July. Unemployment insurance will expire. The HEROES Act, 26, something like that, but it's over by the 1 million people, over 1 million people applying for unemployment insurance. And we have to put the money in the pockets of people with our direct payments. absolutely essential. If we do not help our state and local governments honoring our heroes, if we do not kill off this virus, and if we do not put money in the pockets of the American people, our economy will only worsen. Don't take it from me. Take it from authorities on the subject who track this all the time. So it's absolutely essential that we come together in a bipartisan way and get this done in the next few weeks. It also has in there resources that have bipartisan support in the country for helping the keeping the Postal Service going, keeping voting at home funded, and also a very important part of putting people back to work, our OSHA provision for safety in the workplace. PPP and its availability or lack thereof is very much a part of everything we've been talking about meeting the needs, the healthcare needs of people who are diagnosed. It's essential to our teachers and our children going back to school. Teachers, custodians, all of those who are responsible for the education of our children, which is the highest priority for us all, safely. PPP necessary. And again, we have a shortage of that. So we have to have common sense weigh in on this, common sense to listen to the scientist, and not CDC regulations that are predicated on a tweet. On a tweet. What? We always want any guidance that we get to be updated by the scientific knowledge and the rest, but this to be downgraded on a tweet just tells you how senseless all of this is. As we're gathering here this week, many things are going on. The Appropriations Committee is meeting every day starting Monday of the next 2 weeks, putting together our appropriations bills, which, as you know, must be passed by September 30th. That's the deadline. The Armed Services Committee is meeting, I think, right now as we speak, and they're being briefed on matters that relate to Russia. Right now, today, I guess it is continuation of the work of the Energy and Commerce Committee that is having its hearings, appropriations, Homeland Security. Oh, these are the subcommittees of appropriations. Foreign Affairs Committee on Europe is having its hearings. Education and Labor, examining the impact of COVID-19 on the future of higher education. Financial Services, economic perspectives on alternative approaches to protecting workers during COVID-19. Oversight, plastic on human health. And then in Natural Resources, there's a meeting of Democrats only on the restoration economy, examining environmental and economic opportunities. The list goes on. Homeland Security, small business, budget, Veterans Affairs, Energy and Commerce, I said, and there are like 3 days of these meetings. So I'm very proud of the work that the members are doing to prepare us for the votes on the floor when we call all the members back. Intelligence Committee, when we come back, we'll be marking up the intelligence bill, but it is all in the works